In college algebra, we finished up 2.1 basics of functions. We left off on number 4. I'm going to go ahead and work all of number 4 just for more practice. I can't remember where I stopped in the last video, so here we go. We're going to plug in 2 anywhere you see an X. You guys are probably familiar with this problem, but these two coming up over here, a little bit tricky. So first, this is a nice start. I'm going to plug in 2 where I see an X, so use parentheses, 2 squared plus 3 times 2 plus 5. And we get 4 plus 6 plus 5, and we end up getting 15. Nice basic start. But we need to remember to plug in anything we see in those parentheses. So on part B, I'm going to plug in x plus 3 right here and right here, because whatever's in the parentheses goes in place of x. So we're going to go x plus 3 squared plus 3 times x plus 3 plus 5. So I need to FOIL out this one. Write it twice if you need to, unless you know the shortcut. I need to distribute that 3. All right, here we go. We FOIL it out, and we get x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9 plus 3x plus 14. And by the way, this part right here is from these two parentheses. The 3x plus 14 is from what was outside the parentheses. Now I just combine like terms, and I'm done. For part C, I need to plug in negative x. It goes pretty quick, but be careful with your minus signs. So I'm going to put in negative x like this. And that first one is negative x times negative x, so that's a positive x squared. Over here we got negative x times 3, and you're done. That's it. Just be really careful with your parentheses. All right, on number 5 on the back, this is where things get tricky. So when we do the domain, when we describe the domain, you need to only look at the x-axis. We're going to read it left to right. Oops. So I figured out something end of the day yesterday, a good way to look at this thing. So, well, first let me write something else, sorry. Because this scenario right here, it's number 7 where it's tricky. If the graph goes forever left and forever right, then all real numbers. You can write that phrase. You can write a capital R that looks like this. That stands for all real numbers. You could even write negative infinity to positive infinity. I'm okay with that too. So many times the domain ends up being all real numbers. When we're looking at the range, only look at the y-axis. And read it bottom to top. All right. Okay, so number 5, this arrow means it's going forever to the left. And this arrow means it's going forever to the right. So I would say all real numbers. The range is different. So those arrows mean it's going forever down. But it does top out right here. I am only looking at the y-axis, which means I am only looking at that spot right there, and it stops at 4. So the range goes forever down, and it stops at 4. It hits 4, so I make a bracket. Another alternative, you could write the range like this. That's okay with me. You do a parenthesis for infinity because it never actually hits infinity. The rest of these are somewhat easy. X-intercept. I see one right here and right here. Just be careful how you write it. I would write them as coordinates. If you write it like this, that looks like a coordinate all by itself. Please don't write it like that. The y-intercept, I kind of covered it up. It is right, let's erase. It is right there. It's at 3. So let's say 0, 3. For these f of questions, they're a little tricky. Think how tall is the graph when x equals -2. So go to -2 on the x-axis. I need to clear some space here. So I go to -2 on the x-axis. I'm right here where that purple dot is. Then go to the graph, and it is 3 units high. So 3. It's kind of like finishing the coordinate. So right here, this another way to look at it is that is asking what coordinate is it to. So I go to 2. I kind of did a bad job on this one. I was aiming for this spot right here, but I could see someone thinking that spot. But I was aiming for that spot, so -5. All right, I'm going to speed it up. Number 6, you should hit pause and try and answer them yourself. Number 6 goes forever left, forever right, so it is all real numbers. The range, it starts at the origin. Well, not at the origin. It starts at 0, and it goes forever up. You make that somehow darker. That's our range. So it is 0 to infinity. X-intercept is at -1. And the y-intercept looks like it's at 1, so 0, 1. F of 2, it is 3 units high right there. F of -5, looks like it's 4 units high right there. And we got number 6. All right, number 7, last one. Hit pause, try and do it on your own. Domain. Here, this is where I'm going to try and do a better job here. It starts right here at -6, and it goes right until it hits 0. That purple line is our domain. All right, I realize there's a red line right there for the graph, but we're only looking at x values. So it starts at -6 and it ends at 0. It has an open circle at -6, so not including -6. I make a parenthesis and I make a bracket for 0 because it hits 0. All right, let's try range. It starts right here. Let's do another color. So I'm looking at blue. Starts at -3. It goes and it bumps up to 4, but doesn't quite hit 4. So we're going from -3 to 4. It does hit that -3, but it doesn't hit the 4. Just comes right up to the 4 because it's an open dot. X-intercept, I hope these are pretty easy. I need to clear that away. Is at -4. And the y-intercept is at -3. And f of -4, we already kind of said, is at 0. All right, I hope that was helpful. I will see you later. Bye.